His fifth start, and he's getting better and better and better.
Yeah, he's going deeper into games. Went 4 innings in one of his starts, then he went 5 1/3, then he goes 6, and Ross Stripling has continued to improve to the point where this start against Washington, we're looking at those 9 strikeouts are a career high. The curveball and the changeup have really bolstered him. He throws very few fastballs compared to other starting pitchers, but the off-speed pitches, the 4-pitch repertoire that he has used, it shut down these Padres back on May 6th. He has been outstanding against the Padres and been outstanding of late.
Clayton Richard goes for the Padres tonight. The Dodgers are starting 8 tonight. They're hitting .417 against him. Back with the lineups and the first pitch right after this. Last 7, they begin the night 3.5 behind Colorado. The Rockies and the Reds are tied at 4 in the 5th inning in Denver. Meanwhile, back at Dodger Stadium, let's go down on the field, brought to you by El Pollo Loco. And here's Alana.
All right, Charlie, thanks very much. Austin Barnes behind the plate today. He will catch Ross Stripling in this one. That means Yasmani Grandal has now had 3 days of rest, including yesterday's off day. Dave Roberts telling us he's absolutely fine. There's just going to be a stretch of righties coming up soon. This is an opportunity against Clayton Richard to keep Austin in there and keep him current, guys.
So the Dodgers at 63 degrees on this beautiful Friday night. And the Padres starting lineup brought to you by 76. Travis Jankowski is hitting .342 leading off. He's a lifetime .230 hitter. Then you've got Hosmer and Perella, the middle third, Franchi Cordero, the power hitting left-handed left fielder. Christian Villanueva at third base has a dozen home runs. Freddie Galvis, the veteran shortstop. Then Rafi Lopez, Manuel Margot, and Clayton Richard facing 28-year-old right-hander Ross Stripling.
Ross Stripling has been outstanding of late, the savior to the rotation coming out of the bullpen. This will be his 5th start. The first start was a little rocky, but the last start against Washington was one of the best of this year and also one of the best of his career. Ross Stripling's curveball and changeup have really buoyed him. He has been outstanding. Doesn't throw a lot of fastballs compared to other starters, but he has outstanding location with all 5 of his pitches.
3 starts ago, he went 4 innings. 2 starts ago, 5 1/3. In his last start on Saturday, he went 6 innings, and he was terrific. Closed captioning tonight is brought to you by Wiener Schnitzel. So the Dodgers begin the night at 22 and 27. Memorial Day weekend is upon us, and it's a picture-perfect 63 degrees, a gentle breeze blowing from left toward right. Meanwhile, the Padres, who got off to the slow start, they've been playing very well of late. They've won 7 of their last 11. They are from 10 games back at their deepest depths. Right now, they're just 5.5 out of first place as Jankowski takes a strike, and we're underway. Jankowski at .342 with a home run and 2 runs batted in. Stripling deals, and a ground ball foul up the first base line. And that's Skip Schumacher, first base coach of the Padres. Glenn Hoffman is the third base coach. Skippy.
Skip Schumacher, the 10-year anniversary of Clayton Kershaw's debut. Skip Schumacher was the first batter, and Clayton struck him out.
What goes around comes around. Jankowski on 0-2 takes low and outside. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Hosmer on deck, Perella to follow. Dodgers winners of 6 of 7, and in winning the 6 of 7, easy play for Forsythe. The Dodgers have allowed only 12 runs in their last 7 games.
The starting pitching has led the way on this hot streak, winning 6 out of 7. Ross Stripling a big part of that. Kenta Maeda and Walker Buehler also. And as the rotation squared itself away and was flourishing, the bullpen came along for the ride.
And Kemp and Puig have been hot in the middle of the lineup. Now here's Eric Hosmer. High and away, 1 ball, no strikes. Hosmer at .268 with a half dozen home runs. Jose Perella is on deck. The shift is on the right side of the infield for Hosmer, who takes a strike, and it's 1-1. Dodgers 4-2 against the Padres so far this year. In fact, Dodgers have beaten the Padres in every season series dating back to 2010. Hosmer finds an opening on the left side of the infield. Doesn't hit it all the way to the corner, so it's just a single into left for Eric Hosmer.
Trying to go cutter up and in, kind of down. Hosmer was out in front, just kind of cue-shotted it down the line, and with the shift to the right side and Justin Turner way off the left field line, an easy single down there.
Hosmer, of course, signed that big contract in the offseason. Has essentially become the team leader for this Padre team that's beginning to turn things around as Jose Perella steps in. And he takes a strike. It's 0-1. Perella's at 260, still looking for his first home run of the year. Padres are not exactly an offensive juggernaut. Team batting average of 228, 14th in the league. And 43 home runs, also 14th. A big breaking ball for Stripling. He's ahead 0-2.
There's a couple guys with Hosmer and Villanueva that you're going to try and avoid to have the other guys, the other 7 hitters, including the pitcher, try and beat you. This lineup is thin as far as power.
On 0-2. Well, one of the issues the Padres have had is they tend to strike out a lot. No balls and 2 strikes. Andy Green. Overseeing this rebuilding Padre club. On 0-2. Quick toss to first base. Hosmer's stolen 3 out of 5 this year. The Padres have struck out 492 times. Into right. Puig is not going to get it, and Hosmer will go to third. So not exactly bone-chilling base hits. But the Padres have runners at the corners with 1 man out.
Ross Stripling has given up a weak ground ball down the left field line, and now a weak pop-up down the right field line. Yasiel Puig did a nice job getting this ball into second base, keep the double play in order with 1 out. And Ross Stripling, coming off a career-high 9 strikeout game against Washington, could use one of those right here.
Franchi Cordero stepping in. Cordero's got 7 home runs, 19 runs batted in. When he hits them, they go a long way. Inside, 1 ball and no strikes. His 7 home runs have averaged 447 feet. Hitting 246. He struck out 52 times. To second base. Cordero runs very well, but not well enough. Forsythe to Taylor to Bellinger, and Stripling gets out of it. No runs, 2 hits, and 1 man left.
Listen to details of what took place and then try to guess the year it happened. Here's Vin.
Oh, who would forget? It was the year of the Macarena and the Dodgers opening day dance.
Lineup is brought to you by 76. Taylor hitting 400 in his career against Richard. Then you've got Turner's hitting 474 against him. Matt Kemp's been hot all year. He's a 3rd leading hitter in the National League. Kike Hernandez in the cleanup spot. Then you've got Puig and Bellinger and Forsythe. Austin Barnes, a 600 lifetime hitter against Clayton Richard. Ross Stripling pitching and batting 9th. Since his return, you just had a quick look at Justin Turner. The Dodgers are 5-3 in his starts.
Back-to-back starts for Clayton Richards, where he has been very, very good. Really, the last three earned runs or less than those three. So those career averages the Dodgers have, they're facing a little tougher guy right now.
As Taylor takes inside, 1 ball, no strikes. In those last 3 starts, Clayton Richard has gone at least 7 innings and has not given up any more than 3 earned runs. So he's on a pretty good crest at the moment. So's Taylor, who swings and fouls it back. And it's 1-1. Chris Taylor is 6th in the league with 32 runs scored, and 2nd in the league with 4 triples. And it's 2-1. So Clayton Richard, his 11th start, 3 up, 5 down, a 4.87 ERA. He was a 2-sport star at Michigan. The quarterback. Two and 1, scoreless in the bottom of the first. It's 2-2.
Dave Roberts has Chris Taylor back at the top of the order, a left-handed starter on the mound in Clayton Richards. It's turned into a little bit of a platoon. Dave Roberts has been eagerly saying he wants Chris Taylor up there every game, but until he gets his way back in the batter's box and really producing against righties and lefties, he's used Max Muncy, Jock Peterson, some lefties up there in the top of the order.
Well, Taylor has struck out his fair share, but he's walked a lot. So a very representative .330 on base percentage. And when he gets on base, very fast runner and always a threat to steal. He works the count full. First of 3 with the Padres. And the Phillies are in Monday through Thursday. Then the Dodgers hit the road again. Taylor in the leadoff walk.
Chris Taylor on the homestand so far against Colorado, 1 for 5, but he had 4 walks in that series. There's his 5th walk here at home. Also been hit by a couple of pitches. So he's getting on base, Charlie.
And a threat to steal. Rafi Lopez is the Padre catcher. And here's Turner. Has done well against lefties. He's done equally well in his career against Richard. 474 lifetime. There's a strike. It's 0-1.
Justin Turner was eased back in after coming off the DL into the 3-hole, now taking over what used to be predominantly Corey Seager's spot in the 2-hole lately.
With Kemp on deck, Kike Hernandez in the cleanup spot tonight as Turner takes a strike on the inside corner. Turner is 9 for 19 in his career against Clayton Richard. Taylor extends his lead ever so slightly. Aware of that, Richard throws over. Richard, the lefty, has a good move to first.
0-2 count, possible breaking ball, so he wants to keep an eye on Chris in case they decide to do something.
1 ball and 2 strikes to Justin Turner.
It was a great eye by Justin right there. That was that borderline pitch that got called for a strike the pitch before, but took that one. It was just high.
Kemp on deck, just underway. Turner will see another pitch.
Justin has yet to get his first home run of 2018. Not a lot of reps up there, but he has shown that he can drive the ball since coming back. He averaged over 300 and a few extra base hits, but there has been no repercussions as far as the broken wrist and coming back.
3 of his 10 hits have been doubles. The Dodgers, like last year, hit a ton of doubles. 95 of them this year. That's the most in the league. The 1-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Justin Turner. He's reached base safely in 7 of the 9 games since he's come back from the DL. Two balls, 2 strikes, and Turner works the count full. Talking with home plate umpire Chris Conroy in his 7th big league season.
Couple of full counts here to the Dodger first 2 hitters.
So this is the 14th pitch already from Richard. And he walks him. So the Dodgers get a gift. First and second, nobody out.
Not only was it inside, but Justin Turner gave a little yell like he might get hit to convince Conroy that it was a ball.
So here's Kemp. And Matt's the guy you want up at this point. He's hitting .471 with runners in scoring position. It's the highest in the league. So back-to-back walks given up by Richard. That's news. In that in his last 3 starts, he had walked a total of 1. As Kemp takes inside, 1 ball, no strikes.
Seems like he is pitching to the career averages of these Dodgers that are the whole lineup hitting .417 off of him, and he is giving them an awful lot of respect, and the Dodgers are not biting.
Taylor .400 against Richard. Turner .474. Kemp a meager .371. The only one with a batting average against Clayton Richard under .300 is Kike Hernandez, who's on deck, and that's .294. Puig's .368. Bellinger .417. Forsythe .500. Barnes .600 against Clayton Richard. And it's 1-1. Those are crazy numbers.
Yeah, they are. And that was a situation right there where Matt Kemp said, okay, veteran on the mound, knows he needs to throw strikes, 2 walks. I'm going to guess strike and fastball. And a big league hitter is glad they swing and miss at that when it wasn't worth hitting. You take the strike over a week out.
Taylor at second, Turner at first. Breaking ball for a strike. And it's 1-2.
Ball was never a strike until the very end, and it was a very nice pitch.
Kike Hernandez on deck. A ball and 2 strikes. To left center field, and well hit, and it is well gone. Kemp's 6th home run of the year. He is unstoppable with runners in scoring position. The Dodgers take a 3-0 lead.
This is the Volkswagen replay, and it is all Matt Kemp, and it is power. An up fastball that he gets the head out on, stays still and behind it, and drives this ball out of here to give the Dodgers a 3-spot lead.
The Dodgers this year, when scoring first, are 20-7. Home run traveled 410 feet. For Kemp, 6 home runs, now 25 runs batted in. Hernandez rolls it foul. That was his 3rd career home run off Clayton Richard. Matt Kemp this year with runners in scoring position, 17 for 35. That's .486, which is outlawed in most states. Hernandez down on strikes. First out of the bottom of the first.
Right fielder, number 66, Yasiel Puig.
third of the way through the season. If he's not your comeback player of the year, who is?
He's on an all-star pace. It's a resurgent year for him. He's turned back the clock, and boy, the Dodgers are glad, because between him and Grandal, and now with Justin Turner's return, those have been the guys that have really kick-started the offense.
And Puig's been heating it up. Square into bunt. That didn't get very far. 2 gone.
First baseman, number 35, Cody Bellinger.
Cody Bellinger now. Bellinger at 243 with 7 home runs and 22 runs batted in. Bellinger 417 lifetime against Clayton Richard. Padres have the shift on the right side of the infield. As Bellinger takes a strike, it's 0-1. Low and outside. For the Dodgers, it's been a roller coaster of a season to this point. Bobbled at second base, and Bellinger's too quick. Christian Villanueva over on the shift, couldn't field it cleanly.
5 at 4, E5. And Cody Bellinger didn't assume anything and hustled all the way down the line.
Sounded like a bingo card.
Exactly.
So Bellinger aboard on the error. Forsythe, he's 500 against Richard. 1 ball and no strikes. Forsythe on the year 13 for 69, a 188 average. Six for 12 in his career against Richard. 1 ball, 1 strike. So the Dodgers off to the good start on the big 3-run home run by Matt Kemp after Richard gave up back-to-back walks to Taylor and Turner, and this is the 28th pitch of the first inning. 2-1. Look what I got. 410 feet from home plate. Two balls and 2 strikes to Logan Forsythe. Barnes on deck. Villanueva. The force out at second ends the inning, but walks to Taylor and Turner, and then Matt Kemp hit it out. His 6th of the year. Dodgers 3-0 after 1. breakdown. Christian Villanueva has 12 home runs this year through 54 games, basically the third of the way through a 162-game season. Bellinger, 22. Hoskins and Braun, 19, 17. And then here's Villanueva, who takes low and inside. 1 ball, no strikes. 12 home runs, 28 runs batted in for the power-hitting third baseman. He was a big star in Monterrey 3 weeks ago, of course, born and raised in Mexico, and he was treated like the prodigal son coming home, and that's precisely what he was. He and Fernando. 2 balls and a strike.
Down there in Mexico, it looked like a little bit of that treatment was getting to him pressure-wise. I think he left Mexico without a hit, and so that was a struggle for him to not perform well for the hometown fans.
2 balls and 1 strike. Oh, it didn't rain much in Monterey, did it?
Just a little bit.
Oh.
Ross Stripling just threw him a low fastball. That's a dangerous pitch to him. You think a guy with all his power would like the ball up, but he has the highest slugging percentage in Major League Baseball on low fastballs.
2-2 is fouled off. Freddie Galvis on deck, then Rafi Lopez to follow. Dodgers looking for their 7th win in their last 8 games. For Ross Stripling, his first strikeout of the game.
The curveball has improved this year, and it's improved since he got into the rotation, getting down the hill a little bit further, throwing it a little harder this year, putting more spin on it, and sharpening that break.
Now Galvis is switch hitting shortstop at 236. There's a strike, and it's 0-1. Nothing in 2.
Galvis got off to a hot start this year. The first 10 games, he was hitting .364 with 5 multi-hit games. Those last 41 games that they've played, he's down around 200.
And now the 0-2. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The Padres 7 strikeouts from 500. They'd be the first in the National League to reach that category that they could live without. They're striking out more than once per inning, so they're giving away 9 outs, a third of the game.
So many of those outs that are not strikeouts, you could move runners up 90 feet. So the strikeout is the worst out. Putting the ball in play for a fielder's choice, maybe even an RBI when you just put it in play, and with a man on third and less than 2 outs, you get the RBI.
The 2-2. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Freddie Galvis. As a pitcher, and you know you're facing a free swinging team like the Padres, do you change your way of doing business? Second strikeout of the inning.
A little bit, because you know they expand. You know, you don't usually strike out with all balls in the zone. Sometimes it's a lot of those strikeouts are from chasing. So you expand a little bit. You see Ross Stripling there trying to go with an up cutter, but actually accentuated it a little bit. And they'll miss those mistakes.
Accentuate the negative. Now Rafi Lopez, 8 for 45. One of his 2 hits against the Dodgers, a home run. Dodgers have the shift on, and Logan Forsythe is situated basically in short right field. Kike Hernandez shaded toward left center. One ball, 1 strike. The Dodgers with the 3 on a 3-run home run by Matt Kemp. in the bottom half of the first. 2-1.
It's interesting as you watch the depth of Logan Forsythe and the Dodgers adjust that depth. Even with a left-handed hitter that is a pretty good runner, still back there. So I'd say the exit velocity of his ground balls over there is pretty strong.
2-2.
If a guy hits a lot of weak ground balls to the right side towards the second base area, you'd be a little bit shallower with somebody coming out of the left-handed batter's box and can run a little bit.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. He strikes out the side. Ross Stripling, 3 up, 3 down. First it was Villanueva. And then it was Galvis. And he finishes up with Rafi Lopez. 3-0 Dodgers will go to the bottom of the second. Few minutes. The sky may be a bit of a problem for the defenders on pop-ups. Austin Barnes, Ross Stripling, and Chris Taylor will hit for the Dodgers as we go to the bottom of the second. The first inning and a half couldn't have gone any better for the Dodgers offensively or on the mound.
Well, Matt Kemp with 3 home runs, and then Ross Stripling with a shutdown inning with 3 strikeouts. There's some serious momentum here in the stadium.
Barnes leading it off. He's 16 for 76 on the year while hitting .211. Those 17 walks. He's got a .388 on base percentage. He's another Dodger who has enjoyed his meetings against Clayton Richard, hitting .600 against the lefty out of Michigan. No balls and 2 strikes. Looking at the numbers preparing for the game today. One Dodger hitter after another. This Perella throwing out Barnes' first out of the second inning.
Watch every out-of-market regular season game live or on demand at home, in the office, or on the go with MLB.tv. Your subscription includes MLB at Bat Premium, allowing you to watch live baseball on your favorite supported devices. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv for details.
Ross Stripling stepping in. He's 0 for 7 this year. And he takes a strike. It's 0-1. Dodgers 3-zip on Kemp's 3-run home run in the first, his 6th of the year. Stripling has a stockbroker's license. Unfortunately, he fares much better on Wall Street than he does with a bat in his hand. Second out of the second inning.
But his stock is rising as a Dodger pitcher, I will tell you that, Charlie. He has been a savior to the rotation.
Well, tomorrow, of course, tonight is the marks the 10th anniversary of Clayton Kershaw's Major League debut. And tomorrow, sim game for Kershaw.
Yeah, and I think Rich Hill is going to participate in that also, but he will have a covering over his left index finger to protect that blister.
Taylor began the game with a walk. Turner then walked, and Kemp hit one out. Richard pulls the string, and it's nothing in one. Here's Rich. What a frustrating year it has been.
The Dodgers have even gotten to the point where he and Rich Hill are petitioning Major League Baseball to think about, would he be able to pitch in a Major League game with some kind of covering there? The argument being that batters wear batting gloves and use pine tar and all kinds of things.
Villanueva spins and throws out Chris Taylor, and that's going to end the inning. Dodgers go quietly and will go to the third. Choose Nissan today for great offers on our most exciting lineup ever. Shop ChooseNissan.com. And by Jack in the Box. Try the new Cholula Buttery Jack, part of the Buttery Jack family, only at Jack in the Box. Manuel Margot leading off in the third. Margot at a .199, a home run and 12 runs batted in. He's fared well in his brief encounters against Stripling. And it's a ball and a strike. Clayton Richard on deck, then the top of the order, Travis Jankowski. Stripling, 13 pitches in the first inning, strikes out the Padres in order on 18 pitches in the second. And he misses high. 2-1 to Manuel Margot. Down the line, into right. Margot can run. Puig can throw, and Puig bobbles the ball in right, and that allows Margot to go to third.
Pitcher number 3, Clayton Richard.
Yasiel did a very good job getting over to the line to get this ball, and then with Margot anticipating that he's throwing the ball to second, maybe takes his eye off it just a little bit, but then that right there, a couple of steps with the ball sitting at his feet. Margot did not give up at second, continued on and exposed Yasiel's lack of concentration there. He can fly.
Margot didn't give up on the play, but Puig did. So a double and an error. Clayton Richards swinging and missing, and it's 0-1. So the error to Puig. Richard has 3 hits on the year. The infield is in, and he takes a strike. It's 0-2.
Go speed. They'll probably not move him with no outs with the infield in, but boy, even with the infield in, he can fly and put pressure on you.
Well, that's the big strikeout that Stripling needed. First out of the third and the 4th strikeout of the game.
Number 16, Travis Jankowski.
Infield will remain in. And this is what happens when you have a team that's prone to strike out a lot. All you have to do is put the ball in play. You're going to score a run. And for a pitcher, Stripling, as you might have been in your day, sitting pretty against a club like this. No balls and a strike to Jankowski.
It's definitely at the front of your brain when you're out there in these situations where a strikeout would do you wonders. Against a contact team or a veteran team that makes you throw strikes, you're thinking about just get out of this inning with 1 run. Maybe take a shot at it once you get to 2 strikes.
This will score the run as Forsythe throws out Jankowski. Margot comes in to score. The Padres are on the board. The Dodger lead has been trimmed to 3-1.
That'll be an unearned run if Ross gets this next hitter out because of Yasiel's error in right field.
Two out, and here's Hosmer, who singled to left in his first at bat. Hosmer 6 home runs and 20 runs batted in. So he made a commitment to the Padres, and the Padres made an 8-year commitment to him. And as they begin their rebuilding process, he's the nucleus of the atom. No balls and 2 strikes.
He has become a leader, Charlie. You talked about that. He plays with a lot of energy. He brings it every day. And it's a great example for this young Padre team.
And he's in the prime of his career on 0-2. Did he go around? Yes, he did, and that is that. 5th strikeout of the game for Stripling, an unearned run. The Padres are on the board. The Dodgers 3-1 after 2.5.
scenes of Justin Turner's long-awaited season debut against the Marlins. Plus, Cody Bellinger meets up with one of his childhood idols in Miami. Don't miss Backstage Dodgers, presented by Cadillac, tonight after the postgame show on Sportsnet LA.
Now that's what you call producing. Because look who's leading off for the Dodgers in the bottom half of the third. You think this slapdash thing happens by accident? No, sir. That'll go on the Emmy reel for somebody. Justin Turner takes inside. 1 ball, 1 strike.
I wouldn't know, Charlie. I don't go to the meeting.
Well, you're not the producer.
That's true.
This is a Levy producer. 2-1. Something about blind squirrels and acorns. Turner, Kemp, and Hernandez hitting in the bottom half of the third. Dodgers 3-1 on the Kemp home run. Turner swings and misses. And it's 2-2. So Clayton Richard, a shaky first inning, but has since settled down.
He's working on a string of 3 starts in a row where he goes at least 7 innings and gives up 3 earned runs or less.
The 2-2 is high and inside, 3-2.
Can't give up another earned run, and looks a little shaky because of the pitch count if he's going to get to 7 innings.
And in his previous 3 starts, he walked just 1 batter. He walked 2 in the first inning tonight. As Turner will see another pitch.
This Padre bullpen has worked the 3rd most amount of innings in the major leagues, and so Clayton going short would put some stress on him. And the Padres have kind of semi-announced that the Sunday game will be a bullpen game.
3 balls and 2 strikes. Turner beginning the bottom of the third with a call 3rd strike.
And Justin has had a lot of fastballs up and in thrown to him. People don't want him to extend his arms. He gets a pretty good read on a lot of those pitches, but that one was pinpoint.
Matt Kemp in his first at-bat. Worthy of a Carl Scam replay. Traveled 410 feet. It was his 6th home run of the year. He now has 25 runs batted in. 1 ball and no strikes. One and one.
In a Dodger All Access event here last night, Matt was one of the panelists that we got to ask questions to for the audience, and asked him about when he first broke in, where the statistics were that he got to perform with and where they are now. And he said that he loves all the information, but by the time he gets into the box, he has very much simplified it. He understands the trends, but he likes to see ball and hit ball.
1 ball and 2 strikes.
His career really has spanned the generation of a little bit more basic statistics now to the analyze every single pitch and tendency of his opponents.
To center field. That's Margot. And that's the 2nd out of the 3rd.
He was a little disgusted after that swing. He knows he had a very good pitch to hit. He's swinging a very hot bat, but just didn't get it. You watch right after the swing, watch his head drop. It was right there.
Coulda, woulda, shoulda. 2 out, and Kike Hernandez coming up. Hernandez struck out in his first at-bat. No balls and 1 strike. Hernandez 23 for 111. That's a 207 average. Starting in center field tonight. He bats right-handed. Of course, Jock Peterson, a left-handed hitter. And with the lefty Richard on the hill, it is Kike getting the start, and it's a ball and a strike. Two and one.
Nice to see Turner Ward back from his daughter's graduation. Somebody always around Turner. That's how well liked he is. He is never coaching or never watching the game alone.
3 balls and a strike. Well hit to right center field. Way back and gone. A home run. Kike Hernandez, his 7th home run of the year. And the Dodgers take a 4-1 lead. And that is why Hernandez is in the lineup tonight, facing a left-handed pitcher like Richard, who's given up 2 home runs tonight, now 8 on the season.
The Dodgers over the last 7 games have won 6 of them. The offense hasn't been great, but the power in the offense has been great. They now have 11 home runs over their last 7 in these 3 innings of work tonight as far as going into the 8th game.
Puig takes a strike and it's 0-1. Dodgers by 3. Puig attempted to bunt in his first at bat and popped it to the catcher. 1 ball, 1 strike. Through May the 12th, Puig was hitting .200 with no home runs in 28 games. Since then, since May 13th, 9 games, hitting .320 with 5 home runs at a .452 on base percentage. So he has turned it around. Kemp has been consistently hot. Turner is back, and so now the middle third of the lineup is beginning to boil a bit. Here's a 2-1. Inside, 3-1. Bellinger on deck. Here's Kike. 7 home runs, now 15 runs batted in. Puig asks for time. Two gone, a run in here in the 5th. Well hit to right, slicing toward the corner. Just foul. Well, Richard had that streak of 3 starts, 7 innings, and no more than 3 runs. Well, he's given up 4 here, and there's a fly ball to left. As Puig just got under it, throws his bat away in disgust. Cordero's there to make the catch, and that will end the inning. But Kike Hernandez goes long, his 7th home run of the year. And the Dodgers lead by 3.
Our way to the top of the 4th inning. Time now for our Land Rover Performance Spotlight. And on this day, there's nobody but Clayton Kershaw that we want to spotlight. Clayton Kershaw making his Major League and Dodger debut 10 years ago today against the St. Louis Cardinals. You can see what he did there in that outing, giving up just the 2 earned runs over 5 hits in 6 innings of work, 1 free pass, 7 strikeouts to what has been an amazing decade so far for Clayton Kershaw. I asked him earlier today on Access Sportsnet Dodgers what he remembers about that day. He said it went so quickly, I don't remember much, but as far as moments of his career, that kind of stands out, of course, as his debut you would think it would. Among other things, a no-hitter and, of course, pitching in the postseason.
Wearing number 54 on the first day of his big league career, and Jose Pirela begins the 4th inning with a double into the left field corner. Pirela is 2 for 2.
Justin Turner makes a gallant effort at this one, playing in. Pirela sometimes bunts, so you can't give way to that, and that gives that ball just enough room to get down the line.
For Pirela, his 13th double of the year. Now Franchy Cordero coming up. Seven home runs and a very fast runner. And when Cordero hits him, he loses him. Stripling delivers, check swing. Cordero's home runs tend to travel in excess of 450 feet. No balls and a strike. To be precise, his home runs have averaged 439 feet. They don't count anymore, but they go a long way. 1 ball, 1 strike. Dodgers 4-1. Stripling missing outside. Cordero hit 1 home run that traveled 489 feet and burned on re-entry. 489. 3-1. Christian Villanueva is on deck. 3-2. But like most of his mates, he tends to strike out a lot. He has been struck out 52 times this year.
Austin Barnes and Ross Stripling having trouble getting on the same page here. Takes a little longer when you're shaking off with a man on second because there's going to be multiple signs to get there. There's like 6 signs right there. Ross might have lost count of where they were.
Shift on the right side of the infield, and now they're gonna talk about it instead. 1 down, 5 to go.
Well, you've got a head behind even as far as a pitch sequence or sign sequence that you could use. A head being first sign, behind in the count, second sign, third sign if you're even. There's all different kinds of systems.
I'm already confused. How do you guys remember that stuff?
You have ways that you just say, you know, this is what I use. And I like to head behind even myself, because not only was there a way to deceive the guy on second of what the sign was, but it also give you extra layer of philosophy of what kind of pitch you wanted.
Strike 3. 6 strikeout for Stripling, and the 498th time the Padres have gone down on strikes this year.
Fastball in that ends up being a fastball away, and he gets rung up. Sometimes you will see that when the guy on second has given a location to the hitter, so he's looking in one area where the catcher is setting up, ball ends up in the other area, and they take it because it surprises them.
Christian Villanueva struck out in his first at-bat. All right, so we see in our screen at the bottom the base runner. Yep, Pirela. Villanueva is the hitter. How does Pirela tip off to Villanueva the direction where the pitch may be heading?
Now, if you're standing still out there, you can do it with a glance like there. He glanced towards the right field side.
That's Forsythe. That's the second out of the fourth.
Other runners will get out there early in their lead, and then as the catcher moves, they will move in that direction. So they'll take a step back towards second base if he's outside to a righty. They'll take a farther step towards third base if he's inside to a righty. And so you end up doing a lot of those movements out there at second base. And if you're actually relaying a sign, the hitter only has to concentrate on which body part is the one. So now with the hand on his hip, it could be that's, you know, away, and if he drops it, he's going in.
Freddie Galvis takes low, 1 ball, no strikes.
Very simple, but very complicated as far as picking it up.
Well, at that point, Pirela's wants to make sure that Taylor's not going to sneak in on him. There's a strike. 1-1 to Galvis, a strikeout victim in his first at-bat. Catchers have signs, base runners have signs, and of course a third base coach flashing signs.
It seems complicated, but as you come up through ball, those responsibilities increase, and you're just adding a layer on top of layer on top of layer, and the game slows down for you.
Galvis on 1-1. Galvis going to be thrown out by Forsythe. Padres squander the leadoff double by Pirela. We go to the bottom of the fourth. Stripling sitting pretty. Join T-Mobile and half of the fourth inning. They've got a 4-1 lead. Scores of interest this afternoon. Cubs beat the Giants 6-2 in Colorado tonight. The Rockies lead the Reds 5-4 in the 8th. And in Oakland tonight, the Diamondbacks are actually winning a game. It's 6-1 as they head to the top half of the 6th. in Oakland. 0-1 to Bellinger, who takes outside, and it's 1-1. The way this season is unfolding, each game means more than normal in the National League West. Into short left field. It is Villanueva who makes the catch.
Celebrate back-to-back Rookie of the Year awards tomorrow versus these Padres. Be one of the first 40,000 fans in attendance and receive an original caricature t-shirt featuring Cody Bellinger, Corey Seager standing back-to-back, courtesy of San Manuel Casino. Visit Dodgers.com/promotions.
In the West, Colorado began the night a half a game in front of Arizona. The Giants 2 back, Dodgers 3.5 off the pace, San Diego 5.5 back. So 5.5 games from the penthouse to the outhouse in the National League West. Forsythe bounced to third in his first at-bat, and he bounces one up the middle with one out in his second at-bat.
Charlie, there's almost half the teams in the big leagues that are within 3.5 games of first place. 13 teams in total. As we watch Forsythe punch a ground ball up the middle and find a hole. We don't see a lot of base hits up the middle unless the guy is like Logan Forsythe, who sprays the ball, because usually when a guy's being shifted against, there's somebody right there.
Austin Barnes coming up. In the National League East, you have 4 teams within 3 games of one another. In the Central, 4 teams within 3.5. And in the West, 4 teams within 3.5. What is today? May the 25th? Scoreboard watching already. Barnes swings and misses, and it's 1-1. In the American League East, the Yankees and Red Sox are going to be wailing on one another all year. The American League Central, Cleveland, Minnesota, and the Tigers are within 3.5 of one another. Then you got the Astros 3 in front of Seattle, and the Mariners made a trade today with Tampa. Here's 1 and 2. Perella, Galvis, Hosmer. Barnes bounces into the inning-ending double play. No runs and a hit. We'll go to the 5th. Dodgers 4-1. By your Southern California Toyota dealers. Your summer starts here at your Toyota dealer. Get incredible deals on a stylish new Corolla. While we were away, the Dodgers challenged the double play. Not so much Barnes being thrown at first base, but whether or not Logan Forsythe might have made it to second, because shortstop Freddie Galvis was his foot on the bag when he received the toss. That is what they are looking at in New York.
Well, that Morongo slow-mo cam gave us a great look at that, and I'm not sure there's going to be enough evidence. The Dodgers think they've got a chance, so they went for it.
And so Brian O'Nora, the crew chief, the second base umpire who made the call, and C.B. Buckner, they've got the headsets on.
Galvis makes initial contact with second base. Looks like his foot kind of bounces off, and if the toe gets in the air, can New York assume that it never makes contact and goes back down again?
Well, there go the headsets. And here comes the call. Out. So that's that. Much ado about nothing. Hey, we get to have another commercial break. We'll go to the fifth. Dodgers 4-1.
When the Dodgers host the Phillies at 7:10 and take home a Chris Taylor bobblehead celebrating his NLCS co-MVP award courtesy of Pirelli. Visit Dodgers.com/promotions.
Here's Rafi Lopez leading it off for the Padres in the fifth. Stripling another outstanding start, a run and 4 hits, an unearned run at that, as Lopez fouls it off. It's 0-1. Rafi Lopez, born in Philadelphia, lives in St. Louis. He's getting the start tonight. A.J. Ellis is the understudy in San Diego. Lopez swings and misses, and it's 0-2. Here's A.J. Inside. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Rafi Lopez. Manuel Margot on deck, and then Clayton Richard. On 1-2. Call strike 3. 7th strikeout of the game for Stripling, and it's the first out of the 5th.
Now Ross is on his game. 1 unearned run up on the scoreboard, but his strikeout total is rising, coming off that career high strikeout total of 9 in his last start against Washington.
And he's got 7 through 4 to third tonight. Margot doubled to right in his first at bat. Took third when the ball in the corner was bobbled by Puig. Margot would eventually come around to score on fielder's choice off the bat of Travis Jankowski. Dodgers 4 runs and 3 hits. Padres a run and 4 base hits. Margot swings and misses. And it's 1-1. Two balls and a strike. Margot came over from the Red Sox. And the winner of 15, he was the key in the deal that sent Craig Kimbrell to Boston. Here's a 2-1. Two balls and two strikes. Margot won't turn 24 until September. Clayton Richard, the pitcher, on deck, and the 2-2. Chopped to short. Margot runs fast, and so Taylor has a fired across the diamond. There's 2 out.
Pitcher.
Clayton Richard coming up. Richard, a strikeout victim in his first at bat. Takes a strike. And it's 0-1. It's 0-2. Richard out of Indiana. Stripling on 0-2. 1 ball and 2 strikes. A ball, 2 strikes, and 2 out. And Richard down on strikes. The 8th strikeout of the game for Stripling. And for the 500th time this year, the Padres have been struck out. 4-1 Dodgers.
Bottom of the 5th inning, Dodgers up 4-1 over the Padres, and tonight is just the beginning of a great weekend here at Dodger Stadium. Our look ahead is brought to you by Wells Fargo. Tomorrow, how about back-to-back Rookie of the Year? Corey Seager, Cody Bellinger, Caricature T, and then on Sunday versus the Padres, Junior Dodgers, Fidget Spinner, and Viva Los Dodgers returns. And then on Monday, of course, it's Memorial Day, so there's a Memorial Day apron and special pregame ceremonies. A reminder, that game against the Phillies, an earlier start on Monday, 5:10 p.m. guys.
Got to set the alarm early then, huh?
The camera was just roving the stands right there during Alana's segment, and I think I saw a picture of Eric Dickerson next to Tommy Lasorda.
The SMU Mustang. No balls, has 2 strikes. There he is. He and Craig James shared the backfield for the Mustangs. Oh, man, what, 25, 30 years ago? That was as good a backfield as there was, and as good an NFL runner as there's ever been. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Stripling makes contact. And that's the first out of the 5th inning. Now here's Taylor. Began the game with a walk. Turner followed him in the bottom of the 1st with a walk, and then Matt Kemp hit the 3-run home run. The Dodgers have had the lead since the 1st, each team with runs in the 3rd inning. So it's 4-1. First of the 3-game series. Dodgers have won 4 of the first 6. The 3 games in Mexico 3 weeks ago were officially home games for the Padres. So this is the first time the Dodgers are at home against the Pods this season. Last year at Dodger Stadium, there were 8 out of 10 against them. 6-4 in 2016. Taylor to center field. That's Margot. And that's 2 out. Dating back to 2013. The Dodgers are 65-36 against the Padres. 10 years ago tonight, Clayton Kershaw made his major league debut. And tomorrow, a sim game. We hear that term, sim game. What does it mean?
You're facing big league hitters, volunteers that'll come out there and let you simulate some innings, and they'll call balls and strikes. You face them, but there's no fielders. So it's called a hit or an out, or they'll create a situation, but it's kind of fantasy baseball with a real pitcher and a real hitter and a real catcher.
And hope there's no comebacker.
We don't mind those, get used to it, but you're right. We don't want any injuries, that's for sure.
Of course, standing next to Clayton is Rich Hill. And he is there can't be a more frustrated baseball player on the planet than Rich. Turner checks his swing, 2-1. That fickle finger of fate continues to be just tormenting him. And the irony is, these guys are working out in the gym and they're doing their cardio and they're in great physical shape. And then a blister on the tip of the middle left finger.
Mostly from his curveball, which he throws almost 50% of the time.
Three balls and a strike. Turner lifts it to right center. That's Jankowski. And that's that. Dodgers go in order. Through 5, they lead the Padres and Clayton Richard 4-1. Are brought to you by Nissan. Back with you tomorrow night with Jordan Lyles and Alex Wood having at it. Sunday at 1:10, the Padres are going to basically throw out their bullpen. Johnny Holstaff against Walker Buehler. Then the Phillies are in on Memorial Day, a 5 o'clock start. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Then the Dodgers hit the road and visit Denver for the first time this year. Travis Jankowski, no balls and a strike. He's 0 for 2. Fielder's choice knocked in the Padres' only run. That was back in the third as Stripling delivers a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike. One and 2. We said at the very open that with each passing start, Stripling has gotten better and better. He established single game strikeout career highs in each of his last 2 starts. 9 in Washington, 7 a couple of weeks back against Cincinnati, and tonight he's got 8. To first base, Bellinger with a perfect lead flip. Jankowski, the speedster's retired first out of the 6th.
Ross Stripling is pounding the strike zone again tonight, getting ahead of hitters. He's at 6 0-2 counts, only 2 3-ball counts. He has been excellent again, and it takes him a little time to adjust to roles, but he has learned over the course of his career now, as he's gotten stronger and used to the different roles, how to adjust a lot quicker. And so one rough start when he got put into the rotation or got a start, but since then he has had 4 really good ones in a row, including this one.
He has scattered 4 hits. He has struck out 8, hasn't walked anybody. On the year now, 48 strikeouts, 9 walks. And Eric Hosmer fouls it to the left. It's 0-1. The Dodger starters on the year have a .329 earned run average, 4th best in the league. This is going to be a tough play, but Taylor makes it look easy. There's 2 out.
The ball usually chopped over the pitcher's head. Stripling almost deflects it, but with the shift on Hosmer, you've got a shortstop right there that made that look routine. But boy, initially it looked like it could be trouble.
Now Perella coming up. He's got a single and a double tonight. One ball and no strikes to Jose Perella. Breaking ball and a beauty. 1-1. Dodger pitching and winning 6 of their last 7, a collective earned run average of 143 among their starters. And the bullpen ERA is 178. Under the tutelage of Rick Honeycutt.
The only pitching coach that Clayton Kershaw has had on his 10-year anniversary of his debut. It's something to document.
One ball, 2 strikes. The Dodger starters, 143 ERA in the last 7, lowest in baseball. And the batting average against him, boy, Kenta Maeda has been sensational. 138, also the best in baseball. So the Dodger pitching slow in the first 5 weeks or so has really heated up. Pass Turner into left field. And it goes as a base hit. And Perella is 3 for 3.
It is called a hit. Didn't get any leather on it, I would guess. And Justin will tell you, though, he thought he should have had it.
So the Padres have 5 hits, and he's got 3 of them, Pirela. Here's Franchi Cordero. He's 0 for 2, and struck out and bounced into a double play. Dodgers 4 runs and 3 hits. Padres a run and 5 hits.
It doesn't seem like a big deal with 2 out and a man on first, but this young man right here can make it a close game with 1 swing.
Between Cordero with 7 home runs and Villanueva on deck with 12. The 2 rookies in the middle of their lineup, 19 home runs on the year. Pirela's stolen 3 out of 5 this year. No balls and 2 strikes to Franchi Cordero. Tomorrow, Jordan Lyles and Alex Wood. First pitch, 7:10. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Padres have picked up 4.5 games in the standings over the last 11. Rockies won tonight, edged Cincinnati 5-4 at Coors Field. Diamondbacks are winning for a change. It's 6-1 in Oakland in the 7th inning. Cubs beat the Giants this afternoon. A 1-2. Check swing. Ball gets past Barnes, and Pirela will go to second base.
Well, this will be a wild pitch. And then you think, oh, left-handed hitter, man on second, 2 out. Would you pitch around the lefty to get to the righty? Not when the right-hander on deck has 12 home runs and the guy at the plate only has 7.
Villanueva, who's on deck with a dozen home runs, most of any rookie in the National League. Now time call. So the Padres slowly but surely putting the pieces together in their puzzle. Villanueva, the rookie third baseman, Cordero, Margot, now in his 2nd year in San Diego. The 2-2 to first. Bellinger will take it by himself. And that'll end the inning. No runs and a hit. Padres tonight hitless in 7 at-bats with runners in scoring position. Brewing Company. Big blast. The former, albeit briefly, San Diego Padre Matt Kemp, a 3-run home run in the first. Taylor and Turner began the first inning with walks, and they come around to score on Kemp's home run. Kike Hernandez, a solo home run in the third. So the Dodgers with the 4-1 lead. And talk about producing. Matt Kemp takes inside 1 ball and no strikes. Kike Hernandez is on deck, and he'll have Matt Kemp at first base. Kike, of course, hit a home run in his last at-bat, and Kemp is 2 for 3.
Matt Kemp, it's not his best hit of the night, but it's another hit using the opposite side of the field, hitting it through the big hole in the defense.
Now Kike, who hit his 7th home run of the year, solo blast with 2 out in the third. We're beginning the bottom of the 6th with Puig on deck. Hernandez takes a strike. That is 0-1.
Kike ripped this ball. He hits the ball so hard to right center field. You think a left-handed pull hitter hit it. He has lightning in his hands, and he can hit it out of anywhere.
Puig on deck, 1-1 to Kike Hernandez. Including tonight, the Dodgers have hit 12 home runs in their last 13 games. So the pitching is beginning to settle in. Power is beginning to show up. As Hernandez takes inside, 2-1. And 5.5 games separate the first place Rockies from the last place Padres. The Dodgers begin the night 3.5 back. Two balls and 2 strikes to Kike Hernandez. Tonight is the 25th of May. On the 9th of May, the Dodgers were 9 games out of first place. So they've been picking up ground, so too have the Padres. Checked his swing. The count is full. Kemp has not attempted a stolen base this year. He's got a very short lead, not going anywhere. And Hernandez, it is a fair ball and a beautiful play turned in by Villanueva, robbing Kike Hernandez of extra bases. Kemp is at second base. What a play.
Villanueva really doing his best Kike Hernandez impersonation. Kike has flashed the leather at second, it's short, it's third in the outfield. Now he gets to feel a little of the frustration what others have felt because of his defense.
Villanueva is better known for his bat than his glove, but that was a sparkler. Now here's Puig. Kemp at second. Yasiel takes inside. 1 ball, no strikes. Dodgers, of course, traded Matt Kemp to the Padres. They got Yasmani Grandal in return. To say that his time in San Diego was not terribly well spent for either side is a bit of an understatement. However, this year, Matt Kemp against the Padres is hitting .560, 14 for 25. The prodigal son has returned home. Puig on 2-0 with Kemp leading off second. Kemp 2 for 3 tonight, hitting .333 on the year. Puig awaits with Bellinger on deck. 2-1.
Frustrating night for Yasiel right from his first at bat when he popped up to the catcher trying to bunt for a hit. And then the error in right field that was the unearned run against Stripling. Looking to make up for a few of those efforts.
2-1. Puig with 15 RBIs on the year. Puig just 194 with runners in scoring position. Dodgers as a team just .236 hitting in the clutch. Ball strike 3 and he knew it. For Clayton Richard, that's his 4th strikeout of the game. Now Bellinger coming up. He's 0 for 2.
You've got to be looking for something else when you take a fastball right down the middle.
Bellinger got aboard on an error in his first at-bat and popped to third in his second at-bat. Takes a bender for a strike, and it's 0-1. Bellinger at 241. 1 ball, 1 strike. Outfield straight away. The infield plays Bellinger with a shift. Two balls and a strike. Three balls and a strike. Dodgers, while winning 6 of their last 7, have been doing it primarily with their pitching. Offensively, teams hitting .221 despite winning the 6 of 7. As Bellinger takes outside. First and second, 2 out. And Forsythe coming up. That's a 3rd walk given up by Clayton Richard. And he is at triple figures. Darren Balsley, the pitching coach, going to go out and chat with Richard.
His season high this year is 102, and he's done it twice. So it looks like the Padres would think this would be his last batter.
Adam Simber is warming up. He's an old-fashioned sidearm submariner.
He's doing it in a hurry down there, so they are stalling to get him ready.
Forsythe is 1 for 2. Came up with the Padres in 2011. And he takes inside and low, 1 ball and no strikes. Went to the Rays in 2014, and this is his 2nd season with the Dodgers. Into left field, where Cordero makes the catch, and that will end the inning. No runs, 1 hit, 1 walk, 2 left. We go to the 7th. Dodgers by 3.
Top tier plays brought to you by Arco, and it has been Ross Stripling on his game again as he has joined the rotation in earnest with just the normal 4 days rest in between. He has been outstanding again.
8 strikeouts, no walks. Villanueva leads it off and fouls it back in our neighborhood. And it's 0-1. Villanueva struck out in his first at-bat, popped to second in his second. Stripling now 17 out of 23 on first pitch strikes. And this is going to be his 8th 0-2 count. And Pedro Baez now going to work in the Dodger bullpen. Stripling's 89th pitch is low and outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Maeda, no runs, 2 hits, and 6 2/3 on Wednesday night. Brock Stewart, 2 runs, 5 hits in 4 innings on Tuesday night. Buehler, a run and 2 hits in 7 innings on Monday night. And so the Dodgers rotation beginning to step it up, and Kershaw's not far from his return. A 1-2 is high. 2-2. That's Brock Stewart. Spitting out the seeds. The 2-2. High. 3-2. Walker Buehler, who's going to be pitching on Sunday. Stripling pretty much in cruise control to this point. Beginning the 7th inning, it's popped up just beneath us. May it stay that way. In Stripling's last start on Saturday, in 6 innings, he threw 96 pitches. This will be his 95th. And that will put away Villanueva, the 9th strikeout of the game for Ross Stripling.
Back-to-back outings now where he has a career-high 9 strikeouts in a game. If that is not evidence that Ross Stripling is on his game and very comfortable as a starter, I don't know what is.
Freddie Galvis is 0 for 2. Takes inside. Justin Turner in on the grass at third base. One ball and 1 strike to the former Philly. We will see the Phillies next week. A 4-game series. Tony Cingrani has joined Pedro Baez in the Dodger bullpen. As Galvis lines up base hit into right. A 1-out single. Rafi Lopez coming up.
Catcher Rafi Lopez.
And Stripling at 98 pitches may be nearing his end. The Galvis single, the 6th hit given up by Stripling tonight.
Well, we've watched Ross Stripling's endurance increase. 3 starts ago, 68 pitches. 2 starts ago, 79. His last start, 96.
And a strike, nothing in 1.
Each of those outings increased in innings pitched, 4 1/3, 4, 5 1/3, and 6. I'm sorry. And I think that Dave Roberts and Rick Honeycutt are comfortable with him here at this pitch count, but he is closing in on the end.
1 ball and 1 strike.
Not only do you look at the clicker and the total, but you look at the ease of the innings and the rhythm and the mechanics on how stressful the pitches have been.
And he's not been in any significant trouble all night. Missing high and away, 2-1.
When the height of the pitches are off as far as up, usually it can be a sign of fatigue because you're starting to lose your legs and rely only on your upper body, and a lot of times then the pitch is up. You feel that fatigue and you want to kind of get through that inning. You got to slow your body down. Your stride will shorten a little bit, and that'll allow your upper body to get through, keep the ball down.
Most pitches he's ever thrown in a game was 107. And he is closing in on that number now.
If you feel a little tired or even a lot tired and you're still out there and you allow yourself to get excited and try and be stronger and faster, well, your arm can't catch up. So the ball will end up above the waist, even shoulder high or higher. So you've got to stay calm within that fatigue and keep your rhythm.
Remember Stripling's debut April 8th, 2016 against the Giants. 7 1/3 no-hit innings. And he was taxed to the max that day. It was one of those decisions that Dave Roberts was wrestling with. Here's his debut. He got a no-hitter going, and of course he had, like everybody else, had arm miseries. And he made the tough decision in the morning after. Remember, in San Francisco, Stripling's dad came up to Doc, Dave Roberts, and thanked him for taking his son out of the game, so as to not put any more pressure on him. Two balls, 2 strikes. Honeycutt in touch with the bullpen, and strike 3 swinging. Lopez has been struck out for the 3rd time tonight. 10th strikeout of the game, and that's going to be all for Ross Stripling. Dave Roberts is going to come and get him
Manuel Margot is coming up. And it looks like it's going to be Pedro Baez who will be coming in. And a great standing ovation for Ross Stripling. Tremendous game tonight. 6 hits, 10 strikeouts, and no walks. On Sportsnet LA is brought to you by BMW. See a Southern California BMW Center today for exceptional offers or visit SoCalBMW.com. And by SoCal Gas. For energy efficiency rebates on qualifying appliances, go to SoCalGas.com/rebates. Ross Stripling with a career-high 10 strikeouts did not walk anybody. Getting much deserved high fives. The hoodie is on. Went 6 2/3. He can win it. He can't lose it. And Pedro Baez is now on in relief. Thanking his teacher. Yeah. Manuel Margot with 2 out in the 7th inning. The Dodgers leading by 3 as Baez delivers. High and outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Pedro Baez 23rd appearance of the year, 3.57 ERA. Opponents hitting .267 against him. 29 strikeouts in 22 2/3, but a high walk ratio. He's walked 13. Dodgers 4-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. The Dodgers this year, when leading after 7, are 20-2. The Padres, when trailing after 7, are 0-25. Two balls and 1 strike to Margot, who's doubled and scored the only Padre run of the night. Matt Caesar in the on-deck circle. He'll bat for Richard, the 2-1. 3-1. So what was it that Stripling brought to the dance tonight?
Outstanding curveball. Really didn't use his changeup quite as much as he did against Washington. Fastball location was there again, and he did a good job expanding the strike zone to get those 10 strikeouts against a team that likes to chase.
That has been struck out more than any other team in the league. 3-1. Now 3-2.
As exciting as Ross Stripling is to get that outing under his belt, he gave the same feeling to Rick Honeycutt when he went over to his pitching coach and grabbed him by the shoulders and gave him the fist bump. Rick puts in so much work for these guys, and does an amazing job, and to be appreciated like that made Rick feel the same way Ross does.
Swung on and missed, strike 3. Margot down on strikes. That's the 11th time a Padres been struck out tonight. Out of 21 at-bats. 7th inning stretch, Dodgers 4-1. Preview tomorrow. We'll be back with you at 7 o'clock. Jordan Lyles had a perfect game in his last outing. In 7 1/3 innings. Alex Wood finally won his first. His one-loss record is not as good as he has pitched, holding opponents to a 229 average. That's tomorrow at 7. Adam Simber is now on in relief. Sidewinding Submariner, his 21st appearance. A 2.92 ERA, and opponents hitting 247 against him.
First Major League Baseball player to wear number 90 on the mound.
Who will be the first to wear 100? Would they allow that?
Have to make the numbers a little smaller.
Or the back a little bigger. So here's Simber after Clayton Richard does a nice job. 6 innings, 4 runs, 4 hits. 0-2 to Austin Barnes, who's 0 for 2 tonight. Barnes down on strikes. Beaten by the Submarine.
Simber is much tougher on righties. They only hit 228 off him this year, and lefties are hitting 281. So Utley walking to the plate with a little better chance.
You wore 55. Was that by request or somebody give it to you?
It was the number that I made the team with, and the numbers that I would have liked to go down to were already taken. So I just kept it.
Well, what would have been your preference?
10, 15, and 27 are the ones that I wore as an amateur. And I don't think I was going to get 10 or 15s, and 27 was Joe Beckwith.
So 55, voila.
There was no sense just grabbing another number just because I had a pretty good.
Utley to right, and Jankowski in and over. It's like when
Shortstop number 3.
Manny Ramirez got it. He wanted 24. Sorry, it's retired. Wanted a couple of others. And Mitch Poole, the clubhouse manager, gave him 99. I don't know, you don't like it. And it became quite the number. And number 3, Chris Taylor, flies out to number 16, Travis Jankowski, at a 1-2-3 inning for Simber. We'll go to the 8th. Dodgers 4-1. Dodgers presented by your Southern California Ford dealers.
All right, thanks, Charlie. For the 3rd straight game, Ross Stripling establishes a new career high in strikeouts, 10 tonight. And also, Matt Kemp continues to torment his former team, the Padres. 4 of his 6 home runs this year coming against San Diego. No more. Jerry will break it down right after the game. We'll see you soon.
We have work to do between then and now. Tony Cingrani is on in relief. This is his 22nd appearance of the year. A 6 2/3 ERA. Opponents hitting .234 against him. 26 strikeouts, 5 walks. And he'll be facing Matt Caesar to lead it off in the 8th inning. Mentioned the number in the last inning, and it's certainly worthy repeating. The Dodgers this year, when leading after 7, and here we are in the 8th, are 20-2, and the Padres, when trailing after 7, are 0-25. So history working against Andy Green's Padres, and in favor of the Dodgers in search of their 23rd win of the year. To third base, a nice easy hop for Turner, playing catch with Bellinger, first out of the 8th.
Fielder number 16, Travis Jankowski.
What a night for Ross Stripling. 105 pitches, 76 for strikes. 19 of the 25 batters he faced saw a strike on the first pitch. He had 9 0-2 counts. He would strike out 10, wouldn't walk anybody. Jankowski takes a strike, and it's 0-1, and he is 0 for 3. Hosmer on deck. And Jankowski bunts it into the air, and Bellinger couldn't quite reach it.
Cody read it as a pop-up and was breaking in, and it ended up being hit so hard in the air that he actually almost overruns it. He sees the squaring of the bunt, and you see how the ball's almost behind him. Breaks early when the bunt is shown, but in such great speed and anticipation actually ended up overrunning it because it was hit so hard.
0-2 to Jankowski. Missing outside, 95. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Hosmer on deck. The count is 1-2. Jankowski takes call, strike 3. That's the 12th Padre down on strikes.
First baseman number 30.
Fastball high and away. Got it out there in the vicinity. A lot of times when you get one of the two right, the height or the width, if you allow me to change the direction, a little bit of the good action, you can still get them.
Hosmer takes a strike. 12 of the 23 outs by the Padres have been strikeouts. Perella's on deck. Hosmer takes a strike, and it's 0-2. On 0-2. Just outside. Check swing. C.B. Buckner, the third base umpire. In the bottom of the 8th, Dodgers will have Turner, Kemp, and Kike Hernandez coming up. Hosmer down on strikes. The Padres keep striking out. 13th time they have been struck out. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th. Dodger Stadium got some great giveaways. Tomorrow it's the Corey and Cody caricature tee. Sunday's Junior Dodgers fidget spinner. And on Monday, Memorial Day, the apron. Perfect for your next barbecue. For tickets and information, visit Dodgers.com/promotions. New pitcher for the Padres, Kazuhisa Makita, his 17th appearance. And he has been lit up. The Dodgers got to him pretty good in Monterey. He's got an ERA of 7.5, and the opponents are hitting .268 against him. And Justin Turner will be leading it off. That ball finally arrived at the plate. 55 miles an hour. That would have been pulled over in the slow lane. Foul back, and it's 0-2.
Wow. It's hard to do. I think it takes about a little over 30 miles an hour to throw the ball from the mound to home plate in the air.
It barely got there high. 1 ball and 2 strikes. It really looked like an optical illusion, that first pitch. Turner on 1-2. Takes inside. 2-2. Let's see this again. That was your jersey number, 55.
I never really tried to throw a ball that softly. I was going to say hard, but it goes softly.
Hey, for me, that was a fastball. Here's a 2-2 to Turner. It's another one at 56.
Changing speeds.
I've never seen that. Twice.
It didn't reach the plate.
Gravity finally won. 3-2. Fly ball, right field, right at Jankowski. Outside of an ephus pitch, I don't know that I have ever seen a 55-mile-an-hour pitch.
And then he comes back with the 82-mile-an-hour fastball, so he's changing speeds at 26 miles an hour.
Kenley will be called upon to clean up the small details. Matt Kemp tonight, 2 for 3. The 3-run home run in the first. Set the table and set the pace for the Dodgers tonight. For Kemp, 6 home runs and now 25 runs batted in. One ball, 1 strike, and 1 out. The 1-1. Foul back. 1 ball, 2 strikes. It's like Makita's throwing a yo-yo up there, a little sleeper yo-yo, and bringing it back. An 81-mile-an-hour fastball. If you've got a 55-mile-an-hour or whatever it is, how do you throw a changeup? Drilled into left field for a base hit. Matt Kemp's 3rd hit of the night. And he's going to try to stretch it into a double. Wasn't such a good idea. 2nd out of the 8th.
Against Makita there, playing Matt Kemp to pull. Normally this ball down in the corner, he probably feels like he's got a shot. But Makita, with the velocity at 55 all the way up to 82, the right-handed hitters probably hit a lot of balls down the left field line. So they were well positioned to capture Matt.
With 2 out, Kike Hernandez lost one into shallow center. Margot makes the catch, and that ends the inning. No runs and a hit will go to the 9th. Kenley Jansen on his way in. The Dodgers are leading it 4-1. It's been a very merry month of May for Kenley Jansen in search of his 8th save of the month and his 11th of the year. And he will go into the 9th inning with the Dodgers on top 4-1. And now out in left field, Jock Peterson takes over for Matt Kemp. Jose Pirela will be leading it off. Jansen, first 3 weeks of the season, he just couldn't find himself. And then finally, it all started to kick in, and he's been great. Pirela tonight is 3 for 3. Jansen's first pitch is low, 1 ball and no strikes. Franchi Cordero and then Christian Villanueva. Dodgers have led since the first on the Kemp 3-run home run. It's 4-1. And a strike, 1-1. Pirela with his 3 hits tonight at .271. One and 2.
The bullpen has gotten squared away, and the captain of the bullpen has led them. His last 9 appearances, his last 10 innings, has not given up an earned run. 6 for 6 in save opportunities, and the velocity and the cutter is back.
Last outing on Tuesday. Fly ball, center field. Kike Hernandez, 1 out. 44,612 watching it on this Friday night. Back with you tomorrow. First pitch at 7:10. Jordan Lyles and Alex Wood. Cordero, 0-1. (13 of the 25 outs in the San Diego offense have been strikeouts. 1-1. One gone, 9th inning, 4-1 Dodgers. One and 2. Rockies won tonight. Arizona's winning in the 9th inning in Oakland 7-1. And the Cubs beat the Giants today. So barring a collapse here in the 9th inning, the Dodgers will end the day as they begun it. 3.5 out of first. Jansen misses high. And it's 2-2. Cordero on 2-2. Call, strike 3. 14 strikeouts by Dodger pitching tonight.
He can get it by you at the top of the strike zone. He can get it by you with late cut. He also can use the bottom of the strike zone.
Well, that was like throwing darts. 2 out, and here's Villanueva. He's been struck out twice tonight. Dodgers 4 runs and 5 hits. The Padres a run and 6. 0-1. Nothing in 2. That's it. 14, make it 15 strikeouts when all was said and done. 15 of the 27 outs by the Dodgers tonight, resulting in Padres strikeouts. The Dodgers have won 7 of their last 8 as they beat the Padres tonight by a score of 4-1. For Jansen, it was his 11th save of the year, but the player of the game, brought to you by Lexus, was Ross Stripling. He went 6 2/3, 1 run, unearned. He struck out 10, didn't walk anybody, and never was in any real serious trouble. So that's a wrap for us. Dodgers are hot. They've won 7 of 8, and they go at it again tomorrow with the Padres' first pitch at 7:10. Oral Hershiser, Alana Rizzo, our entire crew here at Dodger Stadium. I'm Charlie Steiner saying good night and goodbye. Dodgers win 4-1. Up next, Access Sportsnet Dodgers. Talk to you again tomorrow.